Hello. We're we're working on stuff today. Truckers and others with Kevin Ray. Let's do this. I'm not late for work. I'm not motherfucking late. I don't know what happened last night. So it had to have been the pizza. So you're like, hey, Kevin, you're not supposed to eat the fucking pizza. You're on the carnivore diet. It's a carnivore pizza. Guess what I did? Well, I can't wait for you to guess around, so I'm going to tell you. I grabbed 4 eggs and I beat them up into a bowl, and then I laid them after I browned some sausage and some beef, and I laid the egg out and I made a giant omelet that was unfolded. You know what I mean? I don't know what to call that. An egg pie, an egg sheet, and it was hard to flip over. I'll tell you that. But I was like, I think it's cooked all the way, but I can't check the bottom of it. You know, I could try to, but it couldn't do too good. I put a lot of butter in there to make sure it wouldn't stick to the pan or anything. Um, but I did. I got it flipped, and I cooked both sides of the egg sheet, and then I slid it off onto a baking sheet. And I was like, carnivore isn't sauce, so I can't really do the sauce. They talk about nightshades, which sounds fucking cool, but that's a tomato, okay? So I don't know what the hell's wrong with tomatoes, but they say don't do them for whatever reason. I don't know. So I didn't do any marinara or anything, and now obviously that's gonna have a bunch of sugar and extra shit in there that I don't really want to have in my body. I want to keep my body feeling good, and one little wrong thing could make my body feel bad. So I just layered it with cheese, and then put all my ground beef and sausage all over the top of it, like a lot of it all over. And then I grabbed uh, I had like provolone cheese slices, and I just ripped it into pieces and set it all over the pizza. And then pepperonis on top of that, and then more shredded cheese. The shredded was like a Mexican blend because that's all we have. It usually checks all the boxes. Um, it usually tastes really good. It doesn't have any seasonings or anything on it. It's just a delicious cheese. But, mozzarella would have been great. So, sorry, trying to get around this corner, trying to pour out a water bottle so I could spit. And now we're good. We're good. We're going over some railroad tracks, so I'm going to be a little bumpy. Mm-mm. Um, and then I baked it in the oven. I baked it at 400 for like 8 minutes, and the oven was not preheated at the time, so it wasn't exactly right. And then I put a pan, so I put it on the top rack, and then I put a pan on the bottom rack because I didn't want the egg to get burnt. I do that with pizzas every now and again, like a Tony pizza. It's like 12 minutes is the maximum you can put in there. If you have it in there longer than that, you're gonna have a black crust on the bottom of that pizza. I put a sheet or another baking sheet underneath it to keep that heat from hitting my pizza too hard. I really just wanted the top of it to get super duper melty and delicious because there's so much cheese on there. And after the 8 minutes, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna broil it. Broil it, get it over with. I still don't even know. I think broil just means top oven. I don't know, but I stick it in there on the top rack and broil it. And I was still pretty careful with that. Once the cheese started getting a little brown, I yanked it out of there, and I used the pizza cutter, so to kind of make myself feel like it was pizza still. And the egg, I did not season the egg at all, which I kind of regret. I should have put some garlic powder or something on there. I don't know, some sort of Italian seasoning on there, because the crust was pretty bland when it's just egg cooked, but it was okay. It was a decent pizza. I got through 2 slices of it, and I was like, this really needs something else. Like, it could taste like delicious pizza. And one of the things I usually would do in my past would be have a little cup of ranch next to me. And I said, this is my cheat right here. I'm going to cheat with some ranch. So I put a little bit of ranch into a little bowl, and I was dipping my pizza in the ranch as I was going. And it did have some resemblance of real pizza. The egg was not, threw it off quite a bit, and no marinara really threw it off. So I think I might do that pizza again, but instead of cheating with ranch, I'm going to cheat with marinara. Just to give me a little bit of feeling. You know, Maybe throw some ketchup on. Just kidding. I would never do that. I'm not throwing ketchup on there. Um, but yeah, it was a decent meal. I'm pretty sure the ranch is what really knocked me out. Um, and then my dumbass didn't make any lunch for today. So I guess I'll be stopping somewhere to grab something. Hopefully, it's not a fucking shitty cheeseburger. I really should have taken the highway, but I decided to take the fucking city streets. This is not good. Well, it's not a city street. It's just like an industrial parkway. And I should have gotten up on the highway, and I might have been there by now. Just kidding. I wouldn't. But it would be way faster for me to take the highway. Um, oh well, it'll be fine. And yeah, last night I watched Better Call Saul, the Breaking Bad sequel, because I don't know, something about my algorithm. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and most of my shit are Better Call Saul little clips. And I started that show, and I was like, I don't know. It started out kind of slow. I didn't really. It's still kind of slow, but there are some interesting spots in it, and a lot of the clips I'm seeing a lot of the clips in the actual show now, and they just give you a little bit. They don't show you the whole thing. So I'm into it, but I fell asleep on the couch for like I don't know. I think Netflix will let you play like 2 episodes, and it's like, are you still watching? You awake? I'm like, no. But I know I ended on season 2, episode 2. Is the last time I remember looking at it. But I might have started another episode. I'm not sure. I like background noise when I'm sleeping. And work yesterday was much better. It was much better. We ended up only having 3 guys, so found out that the one guy that he did a no call no show on Monday also did a no call no show on Tuesday, and is going to continue to do no call no shows. I guess it wouldn't make sense for him to show up now. I don't know. I hope he's all right, but I highly doubt I'll ever work with that dude again. Which really sucks because he was such a fun guy. Because I think I'm going to stay with this company, and I don't think this company is going to bring him back after the bullshit he's been dealing with. Which I kind of found out he did the mortal sin of a trucker, which was go out drinking and driving, and he blew a .08. In America, a .04 is the legal limit for a CDL holder, no matter if you're in a personal vehicle or a company vehicle. Actually, if you're in a company vehicle, it's really not good to blow anything but a 00. you know. But in your personal car, it drops it down to a point oh 0.04. So whenever you're at the legal limit, you're actually double the limit. They don't want anybody under any sort of influence driving these trucks around. And I agree. I agree. And everybody else should agree. We got these big motherfucking heavy ass things running down the road. You don't want somebody buzzed after the bar driving around. Uh, but yeah, I think it was in his personal truck. Poor guy. And our company was like, like what they've been telling me. They're like, you even if he did get a DUI, that doesn't mean he's automatically fired. Like that means he's basically on like a 2-year probation period because our insurance won't cover him unless he's been a good boy for 2 years. So like I don't know, our company, they do care, but they also care about the person. So they're like, yeah, you'll come in and you're gonna be a bitch boy, is what you're gonna be. Sorry, baby gets a spanking. You're gonna be bitch boy for 2 years. You're not gonna allowed to drive any machinery, operate anything. You sit in a seat and you get in a fucking hole, motherfucker. You fucked up. It happens. I understand. It will not happen to me. Watch, you'll see me on the news next week. Drunk trucker wrecked through trailer park. Just kidding. No, I don't. I do drink, but I always have either a DD or I'm staying where I'm at. I don't. This is my livelihood. I have 3 people at home relying on me to do a good job. There's no secondary plan here. It's me working this job to make money to make this house, livable. And if I fuck it up because I want to go out and get a little drink on, that's on me, and that's a horrible situation to be in. It's like, what do we do now? Might as well have the wife go out and get a job too. And then we probably have to move because we can't afford the nice house we have. So, sorry about the buddy. I wish he was still around. He was such a fun guy. He let the fun get to him, and now he's fucked. Um, yeah, not a good situation to be in. Let's hope there's no trains coming. I gotta go across the road here. Boom, 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 boom. My coffee is just spilling everywhere. All over my wallet, my badge. Damn it. Should have put that shit up. I was I got in this morning kind of late and I was rushing around, but I needed to get my phone charger plugged in. Now, I didn't need to, but my phone's at 55%. And that'll last most of the day if I'm not using like Geotab and maps and all that shit. But I grabbed my phone charger, which is it's a Bluetooth transmitter, and it's got 2 plugins to charge up. Hey, motherfuckers, that you're lane ends. You're lane ends. Quit passing me. I'm going the speed limit. Um, and I don't know. The thing fucking falls apart all the time. I thought I got it really nice last time where it wouldn't fall apart again. Because it kept falling apart and I just kept putting it back together. And then the last time I was like, this thing's going back together for good. And I put it back together and it fucking fell apart again on today. So like on all the springs and the fuse and everything is just falling out all over the place. Some bullshit. So I had to go inside to get my paperwork for this job and get a new phone charger because the office lady, she has anything and everything you could ever need, um, cosmetically, I guess you could say. But she's got phone chargers. Um, so I got me a new phone charger. It's got an iPhone pigtail attached to it, which I'm not an iPhone guy. I have nothing iPhone. The only thing that we have in our house that takes an iPhone charger anymore is the tablets. So I don't know if I'm gonna cut that off or just leave it dangle. I don't know, or just wait till I get home and I have some more outlet chargers, but we took them all on vacation, so that's why we don't have them with us. You know, it'd be really funny is if my fucking turn that I need to take is closed. Because they got the left lane closed back there, the right lane closed up here. Pretty sure that's yesterday's coffee. Pretty sure this morning somebody came in and turned it off. And that's why it's the perfect temperature, but it does not taste good. Yeah, yesterday went well. We only had 3 people to start off with. My brother, the supervisor, and me. We all got out there. You heard the whole story about how it started, probably from last episode. The guys rolled up. We got out. We got everything hooked up. We threw the hose in. We started sucking. Everything was going really well. And then later on, another dude showed up. And he came to hang out with us because you're supposed to have 4 men on I mean, it only requires 3, but you really want 4 on a confined space job. So we brought another guy in. Luckily, his job got canceled yesterday. It rained on us a little bit, but not bad. And then we just worked. We sucked all the shit out. I did not have to get in the hole, so that means all the shaving that I did was for no reason. I guess for rescue purposes, I was shaved. Because if somebody does go in there and they fall out, then somebody's got to mask up and get them, you know? You got to do an entry rescue. You try to do a non-entry rescue every time, but I don't know. If it's that serious, you're probably going to have to have entry. And we're all trained on all that, so we can do that. A lot of paperwork to do if you have to do that, but the only thing was that it was a low oxygen environment. That's the only reason we had to have uh, our SCBAs on, because it's supposed to be 12.9. Is it 20.9? And it ended up being 20.5. But once we got all the shit out of there, I don't know what the shit does. It's got a bunch of microbes in there, and I guess the microbes eat up some of the oxygen. And there's trillions of them in there, so it's quite a bit. All right, here we are. Where's my box? No, no. Is that one? No, I don't think so. It doesn't have our name on it. Here's one. There's one. It's got an orange tag on it too. That's awesome. They quit putting the orange tags on the boxes for a little while. Not sure why. They ran out of tags. I don't know. But now we got one. All right, that's a good spot. You guys can come with me. It's gonna be a little loud, but no, I'm gonna pause it. And there we are. I paused it pretty quickly. Got the container loaded up. I want to do a video one day of loading up a container. It's really one of the simplest things. ever, but you can definitely get fucking hurt. Or fuck some shit up, which I have done both. So, somebody that's just really good at their job all the time, you gotta, every time you gotta fuck up a little bit to realize, uh, to learn from mistakes. Because if everything just goes wonderful all the fucking time, good for you. That doesn't work for everybody. All right, this paper and this paper. I found a pen on the floor. Toys for Tots. Cool. I just need to write this in. All right. Transporter. What is today? Today is the 14th, Wednesday. Is that 9/14? 8/14. 24. Cool. Pretty simple. Just do a little bit of paperwork. And now we are on the road. Rolling. Get all these notifications out of here. There we go. So, I had a guy, you're listening probably, message me on the Facebook group. That's awesome. He did everything properly. He's like, he made a comment on the Facebook, said, "Hey, I sent you a DM." Please do that, because a lot of the shit goes to spam. If you try to DM me, it'll all go to spam. It's not cool. So just let me know. And he said, "Hey, I want a shirt." I said, "Hey, buddy, you got it." He's like, "I live in Australia." I said, "Oh shit, no problem." I looked it up. It's not going to be too much to do that, and I would much rather somebody appreciate a free shirt rather than me just it's not enough money for me to be upset about. So that's fine. Now if 17 people from Australia said, "I want a shirt," I'd be like, "Hey, y'all are gonna have to share the same shirt. I'm sending one. Y'all fucking share it, okay?" Dude, oh man, there's a gnat in here. I touched him. I don't know if I killed him. He might be coming back for round 3. I've been waving my arm around. People think I have road rage out here. I'm just fucking trying to get this damn gnat out of my face. But he was like, what the fuck is chew?" And I'm like, "Oh, all right, I'll explain chew to you. Chew is it's a circular can. Skull is the brand name. Straight, long cut straight is the flavor. They have a bunch of different flavors, but the straight, and then long cut is like the cut. They have fine cut, they have long cut, they have pouches, they have all different types of stuff. I don't like the pouches. It's just like a plastic bag that full of the tobacco, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But so long cut straight is just like shredded tobacco into a long cut. You'll get a stem every now and again, which will be like it'll poke you in your lip. You're like, "What the fuck is that?" And you'll pull out a big ass stem. You're like, "Where the fuck did this come from?" And you put it in your mouth. Okay, you just stick it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. It's delicious. Um, Tastes good to me. I bet you the breath coming off of me is not that great. But I don't know, because I always chew. I brush my teeth and stuff, so I mean I clean up, but the chew just has a distinctive smell to it. And you don't like so I grab a water bottle or any type of cup or whatever, and you stick it in your mouth, you put it in between your teeth and your cheek, on your bottom jaw mainly. Some people do an upper decker. Talk to Outlaw on YouTube about that. He does upper deckers all the time. I don't do upper deckers. And you just stick it in there and it stays nice and moist with your mouth fluids. I'm saying a lot of words that are banned. Moist and fluids. I don't know if fluids are okay, but um, you just stick it in there and you use your cheek muscles to kind of squeeze on it a little bit, and it squeezes juice out of it, kind of like a sponge, I guess, but it's not spongy. But the flavor just leaches out into your gums, basically. And the reason they put it in your gums is because it's super thin and close to your blood vessels or some shit. I don't know. The nicotine out of the tobacco carries into your body quickly and gets it. If you don't chew, it'll give you a head rush and you'll probably throw up, which is pretty fucking awesome. I threw up a lot, whenever I was first starting out when I was like 14. But I've been on Skull Straight, that brand, for a long time. There's another company called Grizzly, and I did the wintergreen, and that's when they sold them in a tin can log. That was the last tin can log I bought, was of Grizzly. It looks like a baseball bat. It's a big ass log, because it's got a big seal that holds all the cans together. I'm explaining this for the Australians that don't know anything about this. This is apparently an American thing. It's also Saskatchewan. That's a country, I think. I think they do that over there. And then I think the Germans, they do some sort of a snuff type stuff. So that's where Copenhagen. That's another highly sought after brand out here that I fucking hate, but a lot of people like it. Copenhagen from Germany. And it's called snuff. And some of the snuff, like they call it snuff over here, but it's really just regular old chewing tobacco. But over there, the real snuff, from what I understand, you snort it in your nose and then you hawk it into your mouth. That's worse. I mean, it would probably be pretty good to like pull out some boogers and stuff, but then you're eating your boogers. Don't eat your boogers. Eating your boogers is gross. I need to tell my son that too, but I don't know. They shove it in their nose. There was a while back, there was like some whiskey blends, which weren't real whiskey, but uh, the liquid that makes the tobacco moist, they switched it out for a fake whiskey or fake bourbon, and it gave it a very distinct flavor. I am sandwiched between two cars. I'm a big truck. Watch out. I'm running a roll-off truck today, so it's not a big semi or anything. It's just a roll-off. But where I dump this shit today is inside of a building, and I need to have a roll-off truck. If I have a truck and trailer, they make you wait till the end of the day, which is not cool. Not cool at all. They're like, it's going to take you too long. I'm like, bitch, it'll take me the same amount of time, if not less, than all these other fucking guys. I know how to run my shit, okay? I'm not going to be in there fucking pallywagging, give a dog a bone, unless there is a dog in there and I have a bone with me, but knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Um, so I'm in the roll-off truck today because I requested it, so yay. And I'm doing this job so far for the next 3 days. This is the job I'm doing, and then I'm on call this weekend, so if there's an emergency spill, I can go out and take care of it. Well, I have to go out and take care of it, and no drinking, no drugging, no doing none of that stuff today. So, or this weekend. So that's fun. I'm gonna try to work on my truck. I worked on it last night, but yeah, and then I work on Sunday. There's a scheduled job on Sunday at the pig factory. Yay! I get to go to the pig factory to do what? I don't know. It's all nasty. Nothing you do at the pig factory is okay. So I'm going to go to the pig factory on Sunday, work probably a 12-hour shift because it takes you an hour to get there and an hour to get home, an hour to get probably set up, and then another hour to break down, and then 8 hours to do the work. So what is that? Yeah, that's 12. And yay. But no, last night I got home and I get in the driveway and I can hear the kids banging on the window. I can hear the dogs barking inside. I can hear the wife screaming, and I just stay outside. That's a little rhyme, or a little poem I just wrote. Just wrote that poem right now. I stayed outside. I opened up the door to my truck and I immediately start taking the old gauges out because I still haven't done a lot of work to the actual truck. I've been doing a lot of work, not a lot, but trying to do stuff outside of the truck, getting the gauges, getting the bezel made, getting all that shit going. And I wanted to fit the bezel to see if it was going to fit off of my dimensions. Did I measure anything? No. Nothing was measured. The only thing measured was like, it's close to 10 inches. That's about it. So everything else was just done on a whim. And I made it a little bit too large, which is perfect. That's what I want. I want it to be a little bit too large so I can go in with some tin snips and I can form it to the exact right size. Now, I think I did make it a little bit small in some areas. You'll see in the pictures if I explain it, but it's good. It's going to work out. It's going to work out with the way fuck the spot that I decided to put the radio uh, happens to have a piece of the dash in the way. But with my hammer skills, I bet you I can bang that thing out of the way, and then the radio will fit like a glove. It'll be great. I also was looking at some of the other stuff I got in there. I'm gonna take the dash pad off because on the 79 square bike, well, 73 to 87, the dash pads, you could just yank them out. You undo all the bolts on the front, and on the back, it just got some clips. I missed my turn! Fuck! I'm supposed to be on the other highway. Damn it. You know, just another manic Monday. Alright, I gotta get off on the queer road. Queer Vera. Alright. Coming over, motherfuckers! Gotta do a Yui! Alright. So, like I was saying, don't you come over anymore, buddy. This is my lane. He is coming over to my lane. But now I need this lane. And this lane. Oh, man. Alright. You gotta use a Jake brake. Slow her down. Of course, a red light. The dash comes off, and the that's awesome. Everything comes off so easily. And then the actual metal piece of the dash, I thought I've always, I not that I've researched it all, but I've always been under the impression that was welded to the cab. So whenever people are selling a cab, they're like, "Hey, this cab has a VIN and a title," and those are more sought after because you can take that cab and put it on to any old square body frame, and then that's the identity of the truck is what the cab is. Turns out that the dash unbolts. So I can take this dash out of the truck, buy another dash, put it in this truck, and it could be like a dual citizen or something. But I'm not going to do that. Even though there is a square body, it's a 78 four-wheel drive long bed. It looks fucking awesome, and the guy keeps lowering the price. He's down to $1,200 now, and I'm like, oh God, what did I do? He says it just needs a battery, a starter, and some wiring, like wiring to the starter. But it ran when parked, and the motor is free. And I'm like, oh God, it makes me want that one so bad. Even though the one I got now, according to the seller, all it needed was a battery and brakes. And I got all that going now. I need to get a bleeder for the passenger side front, and then I can bleed all of the brakes, which would be cool. Because right now I've bled all of them except for one. It needs a little bit more work on the brake situation. And last night I was adding up, or no, so let me not get too far. The dash will unbolt, and once I'm gonna take all that stuff out. On a newer car, this is a scary thing because a lot of shit has to go in the right fucking spot. On this truck, it's not scary at all because I'm taking all that shit out and putting all my own shit in. So, not afraid to do this because you know usually you're like, oh, if I take the dash out, the wiring's gonna be all fucked up, and I'm not gonna know. I'm gonna miss this wire. I'm gonna miss that. No, I'm not missing anything because everything is gonna be removed and wired up myself to my own fuse block. So I'm not afraid of that at all. It's gonna be a totally custom deal. I'm gonna take out the defroster vents, but I'm gonna put them back in, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to make a defrost do something. You know, a heated defrost. That's all I really require in that truck because once that windshield starts fogging up on you, what are you supposed to do? And once I get all that stuff out, I'm going to take the dash out, but I'm going to leave the dash the way it is. I'm not going to paint it. I'm not going to do anything because it's already got a bunch of different coats of paint on it, and it's got its own like patina that matches the truck. So I'm going to yank that out, set it off to the side, and then, but the firewall and everything else underneath the truck is going to be not stripped, probably not stripped. It's going to be purple powered or cleaned. You know, purple power is like a cleaning solution. I'm going to clean everything really good back there, and then I'm going to paint it all, probably black, just because that'd be kind of cool. Just to have everything one solid color, looking really nice. I can go through. Now, this is where a welder may come into play at some point. I don't know where the welder's going to come from, but a welder could come into play because I could go through, I can make sure, because it's going to have a fuckload of holes in the firewall. and I don't need all those holes, because I'm going to have basically one wire loom go through the firewall. That's the only thing that needs to come through the firewall. Everything else is going to be flat and good. So I could go through with a welder and like weld up some of these holes and stuff, but you know what I'm thinking? Rivets. I'm thinking rivet all the shit. Rivet everything nice and tight. Make it look decent, kind of like a airplane or something. It won't look like an airplane under the dash. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to look like anything like that. But a neat, organized wiring job is, ooh, it hits the spot. A clean, organized wiring job makes me want to cream in my pants. Like if I was eating some apples with some cream, I would accidentally drop it on my pants because I'm baffled so much. You thought I was talking about ejaculating on myself? No. I was talking about eating like apples with some fruit dip or something. Creamy fruit dip. Um, I'm getting a little crazy here. And yeah, we'll get everything wired up. And then now I'll talk to you about my Amazon order that I have not placed yet, but I'm going to be placing it. I am looking, if anybody knows anything about wiring, please help me out. I'm trying to figure out a new wiper switch because the original wiper switch in all of these trucks is dumb. I don't like them at all. There's nothing cool about the wiper switch in a square body. So, and I just want a regular pulled turn dial style wiper switch, and I found several of them on Amazon. I hate that I go to Amazon for everything, but it's so damn convenient. So, anyways, I found one, but it's only got 2 speeds. It's got high and low. I want high, low, and medium. Like, just give me 3 speeds to my wiper. I want really slow, not really slow, but a long delay, short delay, and then it's raining its ass off. I need these wipers going, but not too fast because that just makes a mess. A regular high-speed wiper, or as long as they're constantly moving, that'll be fine. And finding a switch that has 3 speeds is fucking hard. I mean, I could find all of those turn dials, like a normal car has got this truck has a wiper switch on the blinker arm. I don't need a blinker arm. I don't need my light switch over here. I don't need any of that stuff. All I want is a wiper switch and a push. Like you can turn it to make it go faster. Pull it out to turn it on, or maybe I don't know. And then you push it to make it spray. Seems like a simple thing that somebody should have made by now. And I'm sure they do make them. They just want a lot of money for them. And so the best one that I found costs $40, which is really more than I really would like to spend for a wiper switch. But $40 for one out of a Peterbilt semi, and it's got multiple speeds. Cool. All right, might do that. And it looks kind of classic because it came out of a fucking Peterbilt, so it's kind of cool. And the other ones that I found, I don't know. I was looking up fan, which isn't the right switch at all, but I found like a fan switch. It's got 3 speeds to a fan: high, medium, and low. But that's not that. Instead of the wipers having a delay, that would just mean they go super fucking slow the entire time. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a super slow, a medium slow, and a fast wiper. I'm looking for a delay switch. And the wiper's just like the only thing that comes in. Now, I did find one that looks okay. It doesn't look like I want it to look, but it looks okay. And it's for, I think it's for a Dodge Grand Caravan rear wiper, and it has 3 speeds. So I might be getting that. It's gonna look a little fucking weird with all the other stuff I got going on, but I don't know. I was also thinking about getting a one of those regular old wiper stalks with the blinker. Not, well, maybe not one with the blinker, but one that's got it on the right side of the steering wheel instead. So all it is a twist, push button, and then I could mount that to my steering column. The steering column of a square body is just a circle. Like there's nothing special about it. And I could even drill out some holes to mount it nice and secure. And because I'm not opposed to having a blinker stalk on this side and then a wiper stalk on this side. I'm not opposed to that. I'd rather not have that. I'd rather have a turn dial on the dash, but um, if I can find one, but they all bolt into certain cars, so it's like none of those are really fitting what I needed to do. So I don't know. I was also kind of thinking about having like another switch in having like 4 switches for my wiper. So there's power on, so the wiper's on, and then another switch, well, power on for just low. So everything's off, so the wipers aren't going, and then you hit power for number 1, and that's 1 speed. Hit number 2, that's a 2 speed, and hit number 3, that's a 3 speed, with all the other buttons turned off. And maybe it would be a 6-way if I have number 1 and number 3 turned on. It's like super duper fucking fast, and then number 2 and 3 is like insanely I don't know. I don't know wiring. I don't know delay switches. I need somebody to help me. So hopefully I can get one of these things figured out soon. The headlight switch is no big deal. It's just gonna be a button. I'm gonna have a button for headlights and a button for marker lights. My blinker stalk, we repaired my blinker stalk on this steering column because the old one was broken. It was not fun to fix it, but we got it fixed, and it works. Um, and then I need to wire a lot of. I'm thinking the I guess the big power switch. It's gonna have a big like cut off, like an industrial equipment fucking shut off for the battery. And whenever I turn that on, that's going to give power to the cooling fans. Uh, it, Eventually, I might have an electric fuel pump. Right now, it's got a manual fuel pump. But if I have a manual or an electric fuel pump, that'll be wired up. So as soon as I turn that knob to power up the vehicle, it'll be give power to the cooling fans and to the fuel pump, which the fuel pump will have a pressure regulator. So it'll even if I just turn the power on, it's not gonna like flood the engine or whatever. It's just gonna get it to the point it needs to be. And then the cooling fans are gonna be on a thermostat, so they're not gonna turn on unless it's hot. Um, which right now I don't even have cooling fans. I'm gonna put a button in there for cooling fans, but I don't have cooling fans at all yet. I need to get a new radiator. I need to get the new cooling fans. I need to do all that shit right now. But for right now, for testing purposes, the regular old fan and the regular old, not regular, the fucking tiny little radiator will be fine. They'll get the job done. Nothing's leaking, so that's good. And the truck gets up to operating temp and stays there, so it's okay. Um, and yeah, I just have a lot of switches I need to wire up. I'm probably gonna put in some auxiliary lighting at some point in time. I'm not. I'm looking, but I'm not ready to buy. But I want to get a headache rack, and I want to mount a fire extinguisher to the headache rack. I want to have another fire extinguisher on the interior on the passenger side. I think that would be a good spot, because so if you're on the driver's side and you start smoking or something, you can just hop out real quick and grab that fire extinguisher. If you're on the passenger side of the truck and you see smoke, having one on the driver's side, it's kind of far away. You want to be able to put that motherfucking fire out. I'm wiring this shit myself, so it's gonna need fire extinguishers, ABC fire extinguishers. And I mean, shoot, I'm not even opposed to putting one underneath the hood. So when you crack the hood, well, it might get too hot. It'll get too hot. I'm not gonna put one under the hood, because if there is a fire under the hood, then I have a fire extinguisher bomb go off. I don't know. Do fire extinguishers blow up if they get too hot? I would imagine so. They're compressed cylinders, and if they get any hotter, they get more compressed, or they try to the gases inside try to expand more and more. Now it'll put out the fire pretty quickly once it explodes, but I'm gonna have the whole front end of my truck just laying on the ground, scattered out, and fucking shrapnel in my eyeball. But I want a headache rack, and I'm really thinking about the fuel cell. I think the fuel cell would be really cool, because where the gas tanks are, the one on the driver's side was high centered. So somebody ran over something and it dented the fuck out of the gas tank. It's an amazing feat that it's not leaking. I don't want to take that chance again, because I don't plan on just driving this on the road. Like, I really would like to take this thing off road, like see what it's able to do. And that may include running over some fallen trees or rocks and stuff. So I need to not have very valuable fuel supplies just hanging below the frame. So a fuel cell in the bed would be a really cool idea. Plus, getting a fuel cell that I can clean up. Um, I just want like a 30-gallon. It could be 35-gallon. More the better, but not 50. I don't need 50. That's a lot of fucking weight, and a lot of fucking fuel. But having a perfectly squared off fuel tank, it's going to be a rectangle, but having a perfectly squared fuel tank with some baffles in the middle where the fuel pump or fuel pickup tube come from, which might come from the bottom, I guess. I could put it on the bottom and it'll just be a gravity feed to the engine. Um, but I'm going to I have my own fuel, with my new fuel gauge, I have my own fuel fucking reader, float, to read how much fuel I have in my tank. And I mean, I don't know if my original one would work or not, but I know this one came with this one, so I'm thinking about just using that, and putting it mounted. I think it's easy to mount. Just mount it to the top of the fuel tank and then let it float down, adjust it, cut off the excess, and then it's good. Because it's just a rod with a float on the bottom of it that tells you where you're at, how full you are. Empty is all the way on the floor, straight down, I believe. And then half is half, and then whenever it's got to be at the very top, so whenever it's full, it's at a 90-degree angle. I haven't read the instructions, and the instructions are all in Chinese. So I may have to use some Google Translate on this to figure out what the fuck is going on, but it should be alright. Translating the Chinese rather than using the broken English is probably a better idea. Like, I want to know what you actually said rather than versus what you think you're saying in English. Um, That's about it. I'm so excited to get this truck going. I cannot wait. There's so much money I gotta spend to make it to get it to where I want. But being a project truck, it's gonna have stages. I'm gonna get the thing, you know, inspected, registered, and it's still gonna need a lot of work. I was also looking on Amazon for door switches for the windows because it's got original power windows, but I don't like those switches. Those switches are I don't like them at all. I could replace the switches with brand new ones and maybe it'd be okay. But I'm thinking about going after some different switches because it's got to be is a reverse polarity switch with a neutral in the middle or with off in the middle. So just up is positive, down is negative or whatever, and it'll work the windows. And like I was saying in the last podcast, I want both switches on both sides. I want to be able to control the driver window from the passenger side just because, it might be over there. I want to be able to roll the windows down when I'm putting my shit in my truck. I don't want to crawl over there and fucking hit the damn thing, whatever. And I was looking at all different types of window switches and stuff, and they were actually, I don't like any of them. But I started looking at like new car switches that have like the whole panel. Like right here, this would be almost perfect. It's got a mirror adjusting thing on it, but it's got lock, unlock, and both my window switches on one little panel right here. If I buy two of these panels without the fucking, well, I guess two of those panels. No, that one's only got one switch. Fuck, I don't know how to do it. I think you can just put a block off plate where the Windows thing is. But these are just pick up and push down buttons for the windows. Pretty fucking sweet. And I can mount those to the top because my door panel is a kind of wide at the top. So I could mount them to the top. And it was just like, whoa, cool. And then my son runs over. He's like, I want to play VR. You told me we could play VR. Well, let me play the VR. And VR is like a little headset that my phone goes into. And you can download like VR games and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I just had a breakthrough. I need to look on Amazon for a while. He said, but you promised. Oh, all right, I did promise. Here you go. Gave it to him. So I haven't had time to really look up too many of those panels, but I'm looking for, I don't know, I guess I'm looking for like a not even a BMW, just like a two-door car that has power windows and a cool switch. Because I can get that wired up to do what I need it to do. I was thinking about doing toggle switches, but I know my kneecap is going to fucking knock into them. I plan on bringing my dogs with me, and having their dogs hit the lock button is a pain in the ass. Now, they're on the side of the door right now, so it's not a big pain in the ass. And having them up on the top panel where the dogs would put their little paws. But if I put them up far enough, like way up here, next to the wing window, I guess, which I got to make sure the wing window still operates. So they might have to be pretty shallow. Or just have two buttons in the middle of the truck. I guess I could do that. I just now thought of that. I could have two on the dash. So if I want to roll the windows down, I just reach up to the dash, and I only have to have two buttons, up and down, and they're right there. That's another idea I just thought of. Just thought of that. And a door lock button up on there, and then I can get the new door panels that have, or I could just do custom door panels, or just like rivet in some sheet metal over it or whatever, or try to do some plastic welding to cover up all the holes and everything. I don't know. I'm just coming up with crazy ideas here, guys. I'm just going fucking nuts. I love this. Hazard lights. I totally forgot about hazard lights. Well, I have the thing on the bottom of my steering column, but I hate that switch. I'd rather have. I need to look. That's another one I need to look for. Is a big orange triangle push button for hazard lights, and maybe I'll put that like right in between my gauges or something. No, that would look kind of goofy. Put them over off to the side somewhere, or maybe have another button, because these buttons that I'm buying, some of them are, I think they change color. I don't know if they change colors, they send all the colors, or if I don't know what they do, but they have different LEDs in them, so you can change the colors of them all. So I could have one red one. Well, I bet you I could find one that's got the little triangle in the middle, so I know which one's my hazard lights. Totally forgot about hazard lights. Thank you guys for reminding me. All right, that's the end of the coffee, and it's cold. Um, man, just I just love sitting here brainstorming about my truck. I know you guys probably are bored of it. Probably don't even want to hear about it. You want to hear some like funny shit and stuff. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. Um, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I got a couple of things to listen to. I've been saving up on podcasts because I've been out for 2 days with the other crew, and there's not enough time to sit. Yeah, I have to be attentive. I can't be having earphones in, or whatever, and I don't get a break. We did take a lunch break yesterday. I brought steak, the leftover steak, and it was delicious. It would have been better warmed up, I'll tell you that, but it was pretty fucking good. Just having a nice like medium to medium, well, more, it was straight up medium rare. Straight up medium rare sliced steak. Oh, it's delicious. And I saved, like, when the part that I ate was all like the lean side of the meat, and all the like the little fat chunks and stuff. That's what I threw in the fridge. Which you think you want to eat that the fresh, and then have the lean part as your lunch or whatever. I did it opposite, and eating the cold fat wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I ate my pork rinds and my apple, and I sucked the life out of that apple. I'll tell you what, I got down to the rind, and I was just sucking on that motherfucker, trying to get all the juices out. I better slow down. I'm going over the limit. Um, yeah, I got a bunch of, not a bunch, but I got a couple of Joe Rogans I can listen to. By the time I get there, hopefully he'll record another one. Adam Sandler was on yesterday. Fucking cool. I want to listen to that one, even though I listened to most of it yesterday on my way home. Like after, on our way back from the job site, I turned it on and I listened to it. So I got like half an hour, and then another half hour home. So I listened to like an hour of it. So, and it's good. And then there's another one from another comedian that I didn't listen to yet, and the one before that was about some fucking weirdo. I don't know. I wasn't really getting into it. The guy just gives off, maybe it's the beginning of the podcast, but I don't know. He gives off a vibe that it's like, I know you're probably nervous because you're on the Joe Rogan show and you're a fucking nobody or something. I don't know, but you're giving off the vibe that you're too cool for school or something. So I don't know. I don't even know what his name is. It's 3 episodes ago at the time recording of this, and I don't know. I listened to half of it and I said, I'm out of here. And then there's another one with another person talking about religion and stuff, and it was kind of interesting, but I was like, I want another Protect Our Parks. I want another uh, Duncan Trussell. I want fucking. I mean, nah, this is all stuff I want. Obviously, nobody's gonna listen to me. But Theo Vaughn or Shane Gillis or Duncan Trussell, like, or what's his name? Fucking Tim Dillon. Get all those guys. If you got all those guys together on one episode, I would be fucking ecstatic. Or an Eddie Bravo, or another Alex Jones. Like, bring them in. Those are the interesting, funny, cool fucking episodes that I look forward to, and I'm just waiting for them. Even Ari, Mark Normand, other people. Like, I don't know. I want funny, cool, interesting episodes to listen to. And Adam Sandler is a good one. That fucking gnat came around for round 3. I think I got him this time, or at least I told him, showed him. He's like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna stay on the other side of the truck. I'm not gonna get fucking hit again." No, he's back, motherfucker! Ah, get out of here, you fucking gnat! Oh baby, he's splattered on the window. Hell yeah, got him. Anyways, I'm hoping for another very entertaining, exciting episode of Joe Rogan today. And I've got a bunch of other podcasts I can listen to because I haven't listened to any of them in a while. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If not, I'm sorry. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Keep all 18 down. Adios.